Hi everybody, welcome again. I hope everybody is well and I hope you are following your lessons in a very well way and you are getting the material perfectly. Okay, hope so. Okay, today we are going to start with a new unit, Unit 7, and it's going to be with the title People and Ideas. Okay, as you can see from the picture, this is from your course book. All these people are creative people. If you were in a real, not virtual class, I would ask you, what do we mean by these? What do you know about these creative people, and why do you think they are creative? But don't worry, maybe someday we'll go back and we'll talk face to face and make some speaking, or we can find a way to make voice recording in some way. I hope we can find this, can sort this. Okay, let's start with Unit 1, with Lesson 1, under the title Creativity. Of course, creativity comes from the verb creative, the noun creation, the adjective critical, and all these words which do with creativity, like innovation. All these, these words are doing with using our minds to think. Okay, as usual, I'd like to set my objectives, and for this lesson I have two objectives. Number one, to discuss the idea of creativity, and by the way, the kind of discussion is going to be after the first half of the lesson, and you're going to provide me with your sentences, with your idea, with your ideas, or your sentences in the comment box after I suppose everyone finishes watching the video. Okay, number two, we are going to learn three terms, or actually, in fact, they are like a kind of idioms connected with creativity. And you're going to add them to the idioms that we've learned so far and other idioms in this unit. Okay, so let's start our discussion. As I told you, you're going to provide your sentences in the comment box after we finish. Okay, are creative people born or made? This is question number one in the speaking exercise in your book, actually. So people like Einstein, like Edison, like Bill Gates, like Newton, all these people, do you think they are born or made? I mean, are they creative people by nature, or they acquired these aspects or learned them? So what do you think? As I told you, we'll discuss this question after you finish watching the video, which is the lesson for today. Okay. Now let's go to our second objective, which is the terms or the idioms. Okay, I'll provide you with these terms, and I would want you to think whether you've ever heard of any of these. A blue sky thinker. A blue sky thinker? Okay, let's see. A lateral thinker. What's a lateral thinker? Okay. Someone who thinks out of the box, like out of the box thinker again. Okay, let's handle them one by one. Okay. Number one, a blue sky thinker. What do you think a blue sky thinker could mean? Actually, a blue sky thinker is someone who has blue sky thinking, which is the activity of trying to find completely new ideas. Someone who thinks in a different way, in an untraditional way, okay? Example for this, some consultants are good at blue sky thinking but cannot translate into practical change. Okay, Some of you might ask me, Miss, what is the connection between someone who finds completely different new ideas when thinking and blue sky? Okay, actually, the first thing that comes to your mind is the blue sky is an unlimited space, unclouded, without barriers. That's why a blue sky thinker is someone who has a broad imagination, who has a wide imagination, unlimited ways of thinking. That is the connection between blue sky and blue sky thinker. Okay. Number 2, lateral thinker. Lateral means not straight, like side by side. So another term which has the same meaning of having the untraditional way of thinking is the solving of problems by an indirect, not direct, and creative approach way. Typically through viewing the problem in a new and unusual light. Okay, I'll provide you with a video at the end of this class of how to use lateral thinking in solving some problems. Okay. Number 3, to think out of the box, or someone who is out of the box thinker. Okay, out of the box, this is something figuratively, not literally. Okay, again, to think imaginatively using new ideas instead of traditional or expected ideas. So these 3 terms, all of them have something in common, which is having the unusual way of thinking. Now you can refer to your course book and do exercise 2. There is a quiz or a test of lateral thinking. I want you to try this test and try to answer these questions. I'll give you time. Okay, I'll read them for you. Number 1, where are all men equally attractive? Use the lateral thinking out of the box. Okay, number 2, in which side of a cup is it best to have the handle like the place where we hold the cup? Use lateral out of the box thinking. Number 3, how might someone be severely injured by being hit by some tomatoes? Okay, you can think. Where do the biggest carrots grow? What living thing has only 1 foot? How many birthdays does a typical woman have? Okay. A cowboy rode into town on Friday. He spent 1 night there and left on Friday. How do you explain this? Okay. Try to think laterally, like out of the box. Be a blue sky thinker and try to provide me with these answers. Okay, by the way, I don't expect you to answer all these. Choose any of these questions, provide me with the number, and then write the answer in the box. Okay. Now I know that you are waiting to know the answers. Don't worry, I'll post them in the last 5 minutes of the lesson. Okay, start thinking, and thanks for today. See you next week. Next lesson, of course, would be next week, and happy weekend.